Okay, it is hot in my car, and this is a very precarious setup that I have somehow balanced in between my steering wheel, and I feel like I'm really close to the camera, so let's do that. And now it is perfect lighting. Somehow this is the best lighting I've come across. But the point is, I wanted to film a video for you guys because I filmed a video recently on a very different topic, but I was getting a lot of comments on just, the human problem that is, I feel like I'm at rock bottom. So save this video, keep it in your watch later for when you're at rock bottom, or if you're watching right now and you feel like you can't get any lower in life, nothing is going right, and you don't even know where you want to go because you just feel so emotionally defeated. Watch on, because I'm going to give some solutions from my own experience on how I've taken myself repeatedly as someone who gets often at rock bottom and experiences extreme emotional lows, feeling lack of direction in life, not knowing my desires, not knowing what my goals are, and how I've gotten myself out of it. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Isabelle, and I help you understand your personality and the stars, whatever you want to do, so that you can feel more clarity and control over your life. I hate doing intros because it never summarizes well what I do. I'm just a personality guru, someone who loves psychology and astrology and has used it to help myself find direction in life, because self-awareness without direction or systems is confusing. At least it was for me. So I am sharing these systems that I use because they've helped me find my path. So you're feeling a sense of, wow, I didn't know that I could get to rock bottom. And first of all, to be there sucks, especially because when we're feeling that we're at rock bottom, it feels like the world is pressuring us to get on our feet as fast as possible. And we have all these schedules, all these obligations that we have to obey, and we can't just take a break from. So it makes it so that when we feel this rock bottom sense, we are also getting even more defeated because we still have to clock into work, be polite to a jerk. And I have a whole poem on that, which maybe I'll start sharing more on here. But there's that feeling of not only are we at our lowest low, but we can't get back up because we have to keep doing the things that are frankly making us feel even more defeated. And so if that's what you're feeling, it's going to be okay. Hopefully this video I can share what I've been doing or what I've done in the past to get through these moments, because those moments are hard. And especially as much as we'd want to be able to just say, you know what, I'm not going to show up to work for a few days. I'm just going to sit on the couch, eat some Ben & Jerry's and cry it out, or I'm just going to sit in the middle of nowhere, talk to no one. Sometimes life doesn't allow us to do that. And so as much as I would say I'm a time-rich person, I've also experienced that feeling when I'm at my lows that I still have to show up to life. And so when I was in those moments, finding ways that would most recharge me and also help me find my direction were very important. So I know there's also, in this realm of when you hit rock bottom, there's so many different things that people are telling you to do. And sometimes just an inspirational video does it, the Tony Robbins type, or some video where it's like, you gotta wake up and make that change. They say words very dramatically. I went and bought coffee and drank coffee. Oh my God, so inspiring. Sometimes that doesn't do it. Sometimes, or at least what I've found, really the root of what our rock bottom is that feeling of, who the heck am I? Really, every rock bottom, for me at least, has come back to an identity crisis, in the sense of, I don't know who I want to be in the world, what I want to be, how I want to be, what I want to do, which are all related to my sense of self and how I feel about how I am in my reality. And so, me being the personality guru I am, even though I already knew all this stuff, sometimes life does throw lows at you. You hit those lows, and as much as I already knew this knowledge, it takes revisiting. Just as how mindfulness isn't one meditation and done, you have to reoccurringly look into it and practice self-awareness. So what I found has helped me the most when I hit rock bottom is personality types and astrology. And here's why. Like I said, we feel that sense of, who the heck am I when we're at our lowest lows. We don't know how we want to be in the world, what we want to be, what kind of legacy we want to live. If we even care about legacy, maybe we just want a warm hug, but we don't know how to get that. There's a feeling of lack of needs met, lack of desires met, lack of sense of self and sense of purpose. And specifically, astrology has solutions to all that. Now, hear me out if you're not into astrology. You don't have to believe in astrology. I use these personality systems and astrology systems as, if this is true, how does it help me? It's like, I think it's like how people should approach the dieting world too. People, I say, you should do keto, you should do paleo, you should do carnivore, you shouldn't touch meat. And there's all these different opinions. And in the end, it's a matter of trying them out and seeing if it helps you feel good. Same thing for our inner environment, for our personality. So I use astrology, and I thought it was very much spiritual woo-woo at first, which says something because I'm a total hippie. But a coworker of mine told me to look into it 5 to 6 years ago, and I thought, I'm an Aries. It's sort of accurate, but not really at the time, because I was 14 and I felt like I was much more of a, enthusiastic, peaceful person. Total Enneagram 9, which we'll get to in a minute. But I started looking into my birth chart more. And for those who don't know, your birth chart is basically the screenshot of the stars the moment you were born. And that screenshot of the exact moment you came into the world gave you an energetic imprint. You can imagine that the moon was bringing down energy, the sun theoretically was bringing down energy, all based off of where they were in the zodiac wheel, all in different signs. And that created your energetic imprint. It stamped you with a personality. But depending on your upbringing and your lifestyle and how your parents and society shunned you for certain parts of you or accepted you for certain parts of you, you only learn to embrace certain ones. So that's why some people feel like, oh, I'm such a Scorpio, I'm such an Aries. And some people feel like I am not a Taurus at all, because we are accepted for certain parts of our personalities. And on top of it, your birth chart also has different segments of it. Different parts of you will show up in different areas of life. It's like how in romance, maybe when you have a flirtatious persona that is way different than your business persona. Simple as that. So when I was feeling at many times at my lowest lows, rock bottom, I looked at my chart and asked myself, what are my needs and desires? So for example, my moon, or our moon sign, is our emotions, what we need for emotional fulfillment, and also what emotions we tend to go towards the most. So for example, for me as a moon in Cancer, I need a lot of nurturing. I need to be able to give to those I love in one-on-one ways. But it also means that I'm hypersensitive and can oftentimes probably play out this sense of nobody loves me, because that is my emotional programming based off of being a moon in Cancer. So I could be aware of that as I was going through my low and notice how often I was feeling a sense of connection. That feeling of I really want a sense of purpose, but I really just need a hug was really strong and continues to be strong oftentimes for me in life. And so that was one aspect that I could look at. And then the other was my North Node. The North Node and the moon are the two parts of the chart that I think are the most important to know. You can do so much healing and growth in life if you just know your North Node in your chart and your moon sign. So like I said, your moon sign's your emotions. Your North Node is your highest path to growth in this lifetime. It is the thing that is most uncomfortable for you to do, but you can feel a sense of, I'm living to the fullest by stepping into it. So for example, my North Node is Taurus in my 5th house, which I know, again, if you don't know astrology, you're going to be like, that's a bunch of mumbo jumbo. But what that means is, for me, the hardest thing for me to do is to allow myself to just enjoy life. I don't need to always have a great sense of purpose. I'm not going to have to change the entire world, stand on a big stage. I might just need to be able to soften into the present moment and enjoy painting or listen to the birds. I tend to overthink things is what that implies. I tend to psychoanalyze, and I need to probably just allow myself to keep things simpler, which to this day, as I'm kind of in a low point, finding a lot of value in, and it's hard. That's why the North Node is the hardest thing for us to do. It feels uncomfortable. And so if you look at your North Node, you can find a lot of direction. And if you don't know how to read your chart, if you don't want to have to go through the process and you'd rather just be told, because frankly, learning astrology is a lot of work, then just hit the link in the description below to book a reading. I have a feeling my phone is getting overheated, so I'm going to have to wrap this up fast because it is probably 90 degrees in my car right now. This is how much I love you guys. Showing up in my 90-degree car to help you because I love you. You are loved. So hit the link in the description below to book a 1-hour coaching call reading with me where we dive into your astrology and your Enneagram and everything else to help you understand yourself and live your best life. This is not just about data dumping on you. This is about finding solutions and hearing about your problems so that you can live your unique best life. So book in the link in the description below. It says book a reading with me. The second aspect that really helps me understand my direction in life when I was feeling at my low was the Enneagram, because the Enneagram shows us our core childhood wounds. There are 9 different types and all are each based off of what wound we were raised with. Mine for me is a need to feel harmony because I was raised with a lot of conflict, and so I felt like I had to be easy in order to be loved. Hence why I'm an easygoing, sociable personality now. So looking at my Enneagram when I was at my lowest low helped me see basically what my core desire is that wasn't being fulfilled, which is based off of my childhood wound, harmony. And it also told me what my growth was, because the Enneagram has your number you act like in stress and your number you act like in growth. And so for me, it's a 3. I grow towards being more goal driven. So I noticed I didn't have many goals for my life, not even in the sense of I need to change the world, but I want to check these things off my bucket list. And so the Enneagram can be a really helpful one for that too. So I recommend you look into your Enneagram too if you're at a low, and don't do a test. Tests don't work simply because the Enneagram is based off of our unconscious childhood wounds, and we have to take a test. We have to observe from a conscious mind. We cannot be in our unconscious. It's hard for us to recognize. So reading about the types is what I recommend, and I have free cheat sheets on each of the types, all on Be the Hero Academy, which you can join for free in the link in the description below, our free group membership. Or you can go to makingmindfulnessfun.com where I have blogs on each of the 9 types. And you can also access the free cheat sheets there. So learn about your type, read about them, ask yourself how this shows up, ask those who know you well, because I didn't even know my own type until my mom and my sister told me what I was, basically. And oftentimes the people closest to us can see us better than we even ourselves can see, because we have an ego, and we can see that as our sun sign in astrology is our ego, whereas our moon sign oftentimes can show us more of what our Enneagram is. So look into your Enneagram. And the final one I also want to say that really helped me get through my lowest points, which I don't talk about enough on this channel, but talk about in every single one of my readings, is our numerology. If you add up the digits of, the theory is at least, that if you add up your digits of your day of birth, so for me, 0 plus 3 plus 2 plus 8 plus 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 4, then you get your number, which for me is 19. And then you take 1 plus 9 in the 19 and you equal 10. So it's 19/10. That means each number has meaning. I have a strong need and purpose to express my creativity and confidence to the world and use my inner gifts and talents to inspire others. I have a huge journey around inspiration for other people. And whenever I'm at my lowest lows, personally, I notice I'm not being very creative. I don't have a creative passion. I'm not pursuing something. So looking at your numerology can help too. And if you don't know anything about that, you can either get the book, The Life You Were Born to Live by Dan Millman. I love that book. I am obsessed with it. Or you can just book a reading where we dive into all 3 of these things: astrology, numerology, and your Enneagram in relevance to your life and unique struggles. So you can book that in the link in the description below. Again, your numerology, your Enneagram, and your astrology really give I feel, a well-rounded picture and starting point on who you are. Again, you don't have to even believe in these things. It's just a matter of if it helps you. So try them out. See if they help you find direction. As you look through each of these things, ask yourself, how has this made me who I am? Or actually, I'd go in this order. Look at each of these things. So astrology, Enneagram, numerology, and ask yourself, does this feel true? How does this show up in my life? Giving an example of where you see these behaviors. What are my needs based off of this? What are my signs of stress based off of this? And how can I fulfill these needs, desires, and sense of purpose tangibly in my life? So for me, I can go, I'm an Enneagram 9, North Node, Taurus in 5th house, Moon in Cancer in 7th house, numerology 1910. I feel stuck in life if I don't have connection, creativity, and a sense of confidence, and if I'm overthinking. So I need to battle my overthinking with being more present and aware of just the simple pleasures in life by connecting one-on-one with others and being so hyper creative every single day, which means I need to make a lot of space for myself in order to have that sense of creativity. So hopefully this video helped you if you're in a stuck spot. Know that also, one last thing I want to add is if you're in a low spot, please give yourself patience to get out of it. You have your whole life ahead of you. I don't care whether you're 60 or 15 or 30. Life, you have so much ahead of you. I know that's like the advice I wish I could have given to myself, because I look back through my journals and see how much I was caught up in that moment, in that problem. And I was so unaware of how different life could be, how good it could get, and what possibilities were out there. So start with understanding yourself, give yourself time, and trust in the process. And if you want more help with that, book a reading in the link in the description below, where we can dive deep in 1 hour and further, going into ongoing coaching, whatever you need. I am here for you. So book in the link in the description below. Leave a comment below if this video helped you, and share with someone who is at their lowest low right now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and stay tuned for more videos breaking down yourself. Once again, my name's Isabelle, and from my heart to yours, namaste.